What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Pursuing Purpose Podcast YouTube page. My name is Rashida Jackson, and I'm the host of the Pursuing Purpose Podcast. Now, I will say that this has nothing to do with the podcast. If you're interested in the podcast, if you're one who is interested in pursuing their purpose, need encouragement while pursuing their purpose, anything like that, the podcast will be launching December 26th. However, I am doing Vlogmas, so you'll get a lot of random content from me until that time. And for today's episode, I'm going to show you guys how I took my nails from looking like this to this. So I hate saying that phrase that YouTubers keep saying as far as, keep on watching if you're interested in that, but let's get into the content. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to pull out all of my supplies. These are the things that I'm going to use to file down the shine off of my nails. Whenever you are removing gel nails, you want to make sure that you're knocking off the top coat, including dip powder nails. Now, I will say with this set that you are watching right now, this is a set that I use with Kiara Sky dip powder as well as gel polish. Along with this, I also have a mask because if you don't know, gel creates this very, very, very fine powder, which I'm not interested in having in my lungs. So there's that. I'm showing you right now how much I take off of the nails. I'm not really trying to file it down to the very bottom. I'm going to soak this in acetone. I don't know if I'm going to have it on screen where you can see that there's acetone in the back. So we will be soaking in acetone as well. I just don't like doing it very long, so I try to file it down as much as I can. On my other hand, you'll see the dangers of filing down too much. So if you are not familiar with or have never done anything with a electric drill, a nail file would be sufficient, and I suggest you would do that. And you can tell it's almost flush with my actual nail, but it's not. That's what happens when you go too far. Now, thankfully, and you guys will see this when I do the application, I always do 2 layers of base coat just in case something like that happens. So it didn't actually get down to like the meat of my nail, so it didn't hurt. It just went all the way through the clear base. When I file these down, I usually file it down just until I can see just through the dip powder that I usually have. So with this, I've soaked the nails for about 5 minutes here. It wasn't very long. And if you can tell, and the difference, I'll tell you this, if you're familiar with doing dip powder and removing dip powder, the difference between removing dip powder and gel powder is for whatever reason, gel is a lot softer. So as you can see in the video, the gel is coming off way easier than what it normally would have when I was doing dip powder. My first time removing a set like this that I had the combo of the gel and the dip powder, it was very shocking how much of my nail I was scraping off because I was going too hard. You don't have to do this very hard at all. I can't really tell you the pressure that I'm doing it at, but I can guarantee you it's just enough to take the gel polish off that had been applied. And I didn't get everything off, so I'm redipping the nails into the acetone and taking it off. Right here, what I can tell is that I've probably gone through a good amount of it, and I'm just taking off a last little bit. But all the time, I'm being very, very gentle. Might I say, while I'm doing this, I apologize that I don't have one of those fancy overhead videos. Maybe if y'all like this channel gets monetized, maybe I can get that. But right now, we're going to focus on podcasting. That is my priority. I've just had so many people in my personal life ask me for this. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to put this video up. So if someone asks, oh, how do you do your nails? I can refer them to this video so they know my exact process. Okay, then after that, I'm making sure that I got everything off that I want to get off. I'm okay with having a little bit of polish still on there, but I want to be able to actually see what I'm working with. So I dipped it in some acetone so I can see what I was working with. I can visibly kind of see if I've gotten all the base coat and all the dip powder off on both hands. So you can see that. You can see that I have one nail that was chipped. I actually filed that off. But if I didn't file that off and I wanted to retain that length, I actually, there's a funny thing that I do with my polish where I'm able to kind of extend it without doing an extension. As you can see, I just filed around it because my pointer fingers get a lot longer than my other fingers. I don't know what that's about. In any case, what you're watching right now is my favorite. It is my favorite cuticle remover. Y'all, this cuticle remover. I was trying to get the cheap stuff initially from like Sally's and whatnot because I was trying to save money years ago. And, I was working as a teacher last year and had more money. I'm just generally overall cheap. And I said, let me go ahead and get this cuticle remover. I can guarantee you I've had that cuticle remover for over a year. If you can see, it's only a fourth gone. I use it in excess now for two reasons. One, because there's so much of it. And two, because you'll see, I think you're going to see in this video, I do the process of removing cuticles 2 to 3 times. Now, if I don't do it 3 times in this video, it's because it's 5 in the morning and I was supposed to be getting a ride to a meeting that I had at work. Basically, I had an event that I had to go to at work, and someone was going to pick me up for that event that I had to go to, but I usually do this process 2 or 3 times because I have found that that is the main culprit behind lifting. With gel nails, I will tell you, I don't have as much problem with lifting. I'm so grateful for that. And for that reason, I'll probably stick with doing gel nails altogether. Oh, I will say this one thing I did not show. I usually always put on sunscreen. I don't remember if I probably put sunscreen on after doing the removal of my cuticles. I'm pretty sure that's when I do it. If it's not, then it's at the top of the process, but I can't imagine that I would do that. In any case, I do put sunscreen on because I am using UV LED lights. And I learned from somebody on YouTube that LED actually has more UV rays than the UV lights. They work faster because of that. Didn't know that, but I want to protect my skin, okay? So there's that. So I think I've gone through the process. Like I said, I don't remember if I did it 2 or 3 times, but right now I'm filing. Another big thing that I want to make sure that I do. Now, I used to do my prep with a drill. I have learned since then that the drill is what causes your nails to get super thin. I wasn't able to show you guys, and I probably wouldn't have, but my nails have gotten so much stronger from using this method. Let me say that in the right way. They haven't gotten stronger, but they're less weak than what they usually would be. And I make sure that I am filing all the way down to the cuticle. Y'all, that's so important. You guys do not want lifting when you're doing your nails because this process took me about 3 hours. I think it took me 3 hours. And that 3 hours of work, I want that to last. After that, I'm putting on some isopropyl alcohol. I use 91% because I just think that that is going to be more effective. I have 70%, but I just want to be able to do that. I'm cleaning off all the dust and also drying my nails. Making sure your nails are super dehydrated is important as well. Not super dehydrated, but you want it dry enough so that you don't have any oil or anything like that that is coming in contact with the product, because that's going to make it lift. Now, this product, I didn't show you guys what this product was. Maybe I'll take a picture and insert it here, but it is primer. And I believe that is something that also helps with keeping my nails on as well. You can get it at Sally's, and I'll make sure to try to put everything in the description box below, at least the list, if I can't get the entire links and all that to everything for you. Okay, so the first thing I do is I usually put on a base coat. I found out after I was done that I actually put on top coat the entire process. I did not use base this entire time. And I will say my nails are still on. I don't have any lifting, so it works still. But I make sure that I put on 2 coats of base or top coat. I will say also that in the mistake that I made, my nails did not get any thicker. I think that's also why I didn't catch the the mistake that I was making, because I usually use base coat when I'm prepping my nails. Yeah, but it didn't get super thick. Okay, also when you're doing your nails, please make sure that you are removing um any gel polish you got on your skin. You don't want to get burned um in the base process, because it's going directly on my nail. I always do the low heat setting, so if your UV or LED light has a low heat setting, make sure you use that so you don't burn yourself. But if you don't have time, you can use the 60-second one. Okay, right now I'm showing you the Kira Sky kit that I use and the color that I'm using. I'm not going to say the color because I don't curse. But if I can find it or a similar color, I'll link it below. Honestly, that is the recycle kit that I got with their entire dip beginner set. And you don't have to use something like that. You can use a spoon if you want to. It does not matter. But this is what I had, so that's what I used. When I'm applying coats, I'm making sure that it is thin coats, because don't nobody want to be nubbing yourself and not being able to scratch. I call it nubbing myself, because that's what it feels like. I'm trying to scratch myself without nails. Because I'm not doing the overhead camera, I'm trying to get close so y'all can see what I'm doing. Making sure I'm cleaning up. I'm also doing that with my hands so that I can make all of the polish come up to one spot. That's what helps it be flat when you're doing the dip powder, if that makes sense. I am at using the shovel, or you can use a spoon to put dip powder on my nails. I'm not dipping because I want this to be smooth. If you dip, for whatever reason, it pushes the product back. And as you know, this is not resin like what you would use with dip powder. If you didn't know that was resin, what I believe that you're using with dip powder, this is gel. So it's completely liquid until it gets to UV light. So you want to make sure that you are maintaining the shape that you want to do. That's why I lean my fingers forward and put them upside down, because I want the liquid to come a certain place and not be all over the place, and I don't want it to get bumpy when I push my nail inside of the powder, so I scoop it on instead. Make sure when you're doing this also that your UV light is not going to be super close to you. If you can see, you probably can't see it, but I am making sure that my gel polish is on way somewhere else, away from my UV light, because I don't want that stuff getting thick. Make sure that you're tapping off any excess before you do things, and make sure when you're doing this process, like I said, I'm sorry y'all can't see it, but when you're doing this process, I just keep putting on powder until I can't see anything left. Right there, I messed up my nail, and I was just very gentle with trying to fix that. But I don't want to see any liquid left. You can see where I had that little dent in my pinky nail. That'll go away. No worries at all as far as that's concerned. I think I'm showing you this after I have nuked it in the UV light for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, I apologize, and just brushing away the excess. Again, using another thin coat so that I can put more dip powder on there. Bringing it a little closer so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. When I'm applying this, I'm getting very close to the cuticle each time I do it. Even when I'm doing the base coats, I'm getting close to the cuticle. Okay, just making sure I got everything on there. I'm making sure that there's no liquid. It's all dry. I want to see matte nails before I put them into the UV light. There you go. You're going to have powder everywhere, but the powder will not stick when you put it under the UV light. Only the things that have the LED light on them will show. And y'all, this is so pretty. I low-key wanted to rock it just like that. Just like that. It just something about that matte red. And maybe I'll do that one day because that was pretty. Now, what you can see here is that I wanted to do accent nails. So I just got some fine glitter that I got from Target last year from the dollar spot that I bought specifically for doing nails actually. and I just put it on the nails. This is about the point when I realized that I was using the wrong polish. I wasn't using base coat, I was using top coat. But in any case, it worked very well. So pretty. Nuke it for 60 seconds. After I'm done with the 2 base coat layers, I always do it for 60 seconds. And I honestly always do it twice at 60 seconds. I did not have time for this because I started this at 4 o'clock in the morning and ended at like 7 something. So I really didn't have that time. But if I did, I would nuke every layer for 2 minutes because I want to make sure that every layer is done because I don't want any lifting. I don't want it to be funny, anything like that. I didn't put any top coat over the glitter layers because I didn't want it. I wanted it matte. But it was gorgeous. It turned out very gorgeous. I will say if you do something like that, it does catch on like clothes for a little while. But after a while, and it did flake off a little bit. But like I said, that might be because I didn't do it twice under the UV light. But it turned out really nice. I'm tired. This is evidence that I did go out today. You can kind of see my nails in here. That's why I was doing this video, just giving you guys what my nails look like now on some kind of surface that's solid, because if I actually do post this video, this will be the part of the cover photo. It came out very smooth. This is probably going to be hard to see, but if you saw my other manicure I did, like, it did not come out this flat. Now this is kind of bumpy, but you can't even tell it. I can tell that it's kind of bumpy, but it came out so good. I have no idea, and if a random nail technician comes and finds out what's going on, I have no idea, but my nail always lifts right here, just this middle finger, and it lifts just here in the corner. Now I will say I had some extra product, a little bit on this one, a little bit on this one, and a little bit on that one. And like I said this morning, I was busy, so I didn't have time to do all that. Oh, excuse me. So there's that. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way through, make sure that you tell me your favorite nail polish color in the comments. If you are a gel person or just a polish person or a dip powder person, are you considering doing dip powder or gel polish after doing this? Answer one of those questions, because all those questions would be a whole lot. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. The Pursuing Purpose podcast launches on December 26th. So if you know that you want to be in your bag pursuing purpose in 2021, make sure you keep it locked, pursuingpurposepodcast.com, or subscribe to this channel, as we will be posting episodes here as well. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.